7 o'clock, we'll call the meeting to order. Start with a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Where's Dina? Dina's here. Dina's here. There she is. I thought you were here.
Almost got pulled over.
Oh.
But didn't.
Okay.
Got around him.
If everybody's had a chance to review the minutes, can I get a motion to adopt the minutes?
I'll move that. I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And I'll be an abstention because I was not here. Citizens' comments tonight. Is there anybody that'd like to speak? Yes, ma'am.
Hi, some of you I know, but I'm Ruth Troy and I'm the director of Canton Senior Center. Thank you first for your time and thank you for supporting the Senior Center. I'm going to just share a little bit with you. I know you guys have a time limit, so I'll try to hit the high points and give up the mic to someone else. So part of the reason I'm here is May is Older Americans Month, and Older Americans Month is one of the times we take a minute and celebrate the older adults in our world. And in 1965, Congress authorized the Older Americans Act, and that piece of legislation is what is kind of like the jumping off point for what we do, which is community-based programs for the elderly. So Canton Senior Center is a perfect example of something that stemmed from the Older Americans Act. This year the theme is Age My Way, which is a focus on aging in place, which helps programs that help older adults to stay in their own home and remain independent for as long as possible with supports. And Canton Wood's mission, that's what we do. We support seniors remaining active members of the community. So that's what we're all about. And some of you know this, but the center's about to be 44 years old. And 44 years ago, the local leadership in this community came together and had the wisdom and vision to know that it was important to provide an opportunity for the older adults, a place to gather, have meaningful activity, and stay engaged in the community. And the town of Lysander was one of those parties and stakeholders at the time, and you remain that. So senior centers like Canton Woods are the point of entry for services for older adults in the Aging Services Network. And we are a multi-purpose senior center, and that's what we do. So I know this anecdotally from what I do, but people derive meaning from the senior center. It helps them to have a better quality of life, and research supports that. According to the National Council on Aging, older adults who participate in senior center programs can learn to manage and delay the onset of chronic disease and experience measurable improvement in their physical, social, spiritual, emotional, mental, and economic well-being. And we know that from our day-to-day experiences. So just so you know where we're at right now, we've all been through, COVID, different phases of COVID, and right now we are fully open, doing our full schedule. We're there Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. We serve folks 60 and older in the towns of Lysander and Van Buren. Seniors in our neighboring towns are welcome to come, and they do pay a small non-resident user fee to contribute to that. So we're open, and we serve basically 4 generations. We serve people who are in their 60s, like myself, to people who are close to 100. So we're taking care of providing, looking at the interests and needs of 4 generations of folks, from 60 to just about 100. So that's what we do. So what you should think of us as, when they say a multi-purpose senior center, is that we're sort of multifaceted in that we are a recreation and leisure center, and look at those needs, and also what you might think of as a human service agency. Some of the main programs we do have a neighborhood advisor, outreach worker, who the county actually pays the salary for, and she's someone that helps people connect with services, information, and referral, helps them get things like SNAP, which you might know as food stamps, home energy assistance program to help pay energy bills, and any other needs that come up. During COVID, the heart of COVID, or the deepest part of COVID, our neighborhood advisor made hundreds of wellness calls to our folks. If they had a need, we either took care of it or found the proper agency to do so, and got lots and lots of correspondence to say how important that phone call was, whether they needed anything or just knowing someone was checking in and would be available if there was a need and was thinking about them. We also do several food or feeding programs There's a Peace Senior Nutrition Lunch Program 3 times a week at the center. During COVID, that went to an outside drive-up takeaway meal, and now we're allowed to have folks back inside, so we actually do both. It's sort of hybrid, because some people aren't ready to come in for a meal, and that happens also through the county, contracted with Peace, and folks take care of that 3 times a week. We have a Food Sense program through the Food Bank of Central New York, which is a food co-op program that happens on a monthly basis, and there's several people that take advantage of that. That is not limited to older adults, and there's no income eligibility for that, so anybody in the community can take advantage of that. And last summer, we partnered with Onondaga County Healthy Schools and Community for a produce box through one of the local Baldwinsville farms. It brought about $20 worth of produce to our people for $5 to $10, and they really appreciated that, and they liked that there was a local tie-in with one of our local farms. And I'm happy to say that this summer, our vegetable garden is coming back. We have not had it for the past 2 years, and it's coming back. Our DPW has prepared the space, put up a new fence, and we have a volunteer leader ready to get the garden going. Transportation is another big service we perform. There's a program called Beeville Express, which is also funded through Onondaga County, but the person is a staff person at the center, and she runs a program where volunteer drivers, mostly younger seniors, provide transportation for some of our older homebound seniors. It's for medical appointments, lab work, essential visits like that. They cannot transport for procedures, so the county has another program that this person can hook them up with called Highland, and that provides true medical transport with companion, escort service, whatever the need be. And right now we have 98 people registered to use that service, and 48 of those are town of Lysander residents. So we cover everything. Just a quick...
I don't mean to...
Oh, we're done.
Well,
Okay, thank you.
Well, no, that's all right. I just wanted to ask you one question.
Okay.
Now, when you say you charge a fee for non-residents, do Lysander residents get charged for that?
No, if you live outside the town of Lysander or Van Buren, say you live in
Okay.
Clay, like myself,
Okay.
and you want to drive past your senior center
No,
and come to
I
ours,
understand it. I just...
then you pay a $25.
Yeah, I just
annual
wanted,
fee.
I mean,
No,
when we said non-residents, because it's in the town of Van Buren, I just wanted to make sure that
no, absolutely
our
not.
residents were...
No.
Okay. Listen, I'm speaking for myself, but I haven't heard anybody else speaking that we don't have any intention on changing our support for the senior center in the near future. So you don't have to sell us, I don't think. I think that you're in good shape with us.
Well, I appreciate that. I do appreciate that, and so do the seniors in the area. But I do want to share information with you so you know what's going on at the center and what
Yeah, and
good service. And I do appreciate your support.
And we can give you more time. We try to limit this to 5 minutes for people, but if you want to come and if you want to come and talk to us further, you can just give me a call. I'll put you on a work session. You have a lot more time to talk then.
Well, I'm fine. I just wanted to share the basic elements with you, and I've had the opportunity to do that, and I thank you for that. Dina, I left some literature with you that you can share with the board members as well, and I appreciate your time and definitely appreciate your support and your public statement of that.
Okay.
I just have a question. Once in a while, our office gets a call. Somebody's moved in the Baldwinsville area and they need transportation, not necessarily medical transportation, but to the supermarket or here and there. I usually refer them to the Office of Aging for Onondaga County, but do you provide those services as well?
So they should call and ask for the Beeville Express coordinator,
Okay.
and she would basically register for them for the Beeville Express program, as well as programs through Central that are in partnership with the Office for Aging. So her name's Gina Carroll, and she would help them with all that paperwork, so they would be able to take advantage of all the transportation opportunities that they're eligible for.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Here we go.
Cindy Clark, 27 West Genesee Street. Right along going with what Ruth was talking about today, I just wanted to let all the viewers know too, that if you didn't catch everything she said, because I know she was talking fast, trying to get in with her time limit, PAC has done an interview with Canton Woods Senior Center and Meals on Wheels. It's on YouTube now. It's on the PAC-B Facebook site. Plus, I shared it, and it might be on you're from Baldwinsville site too, which shows one of the classes but they have this big ball, the ladies are exercising, they were having a ball, they had a great time. But,
How come I wasn't invited?
well, you were, but you weren't here. Yeah, but sorry. You would have been great at it too. But she explains very much in depth what the center is all about. The timing is good because it's National, what is it, Senior Day or
Older Americans Month.
Older Americans, of which I'm a group. And the Senior Center is a gem in our community. If you haven't been there, take a look. I know, Bob, I know that you have spent some time there, but if you haven't gone, go over, see what they offer. I learned even more, and I go there quite often, but they offer so much to the seniors in this community, and it's not just for the seniors, it's for the families too, because they can, the family members can come to the center, and the other family members at home don't worry about them, because they know they're safe, there's someplace they're being taken care of, they're having fun, they're enjoying their life, which is, you know, you're retired, you want to enjoy your life. But if you get a chance, take a look at the interview that has just been published by Brian, and it should answer any questions you have about Canton Woods. Thank you.
This is going to go on all night. Charlie LaPre's Patchett Road. So anyways, to go over what the two ladies had just said, I am the current chair on the board of directors at Canton Woods Senior Center. They do a tremendous amount for our community, for our older Americans, our older citizens. I want to thank you all for your time and commitment in giving us the donation that you do each year, you know, allowing to spend my money in a well-deserved manner. So again, thank you very much for what you're doing. The center is a gem. You know, Baldwinsville is a unique little town, and it is supported by the town of Baldwinsville, the village of Lysander, or the town of Lysander, and the town of Van Buren. So the support goes three ways on it. It's used by a lot of people. As Ruth had said, during COVID, not a lot of people were there. They opened back up again. And just to see the people being able to talk with one another, and you know, you've got the masks off finally now, and you know, just that communication, and it's something that it affects the young, it affects the older, it affects everybody being isolated, and then this, as was stated, it gives them a place to go and a sense of where they are welcome and they have a good time. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of activities going on. Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess everybody here is for the Canton Senior Center. I think I've changed the subject a little. Maybe Canton Senior Center could take your seniors over to Lysander Park. We got a new field going in over there. But there's one problem. It's nice that the field is going in. The engineer's doing a lot of work over there. I see them over there. But they tore out like about 200 trees. Now, how are you going to get shade for the kids to play with all the trees out? Now, out of all those 200 trees, only one tree been planted. It's about knee high. You know how long that's going to be? I'll be 150 by the time that thing grows up. You know what I mean? So the idea about that, another thing, I have a problem with the park over there. They got the traffic pretty busy on Smoky because the cops are always there, the county and the local cops there, is that they got the parking lot on Smoky. And the kids getting out of the car, running out in the street for the balls and stuff like that. There should be a way to get that parking into the park. And one idea was brought up is that I know somebody else designed this deal, but the roadway going into the park, if you had the people park facing into the field, you'd get anywhere from 50 to 75 cars in there, and you would keep the kids and the family and the young families off the street. And another thing, they were told they were going to put a new trail, the extended trail, so if they tore all the trees down, now you got to go in the woods, you actually see the wildlife that's actually there. Now, I go there quite a bit. I'm retired, I go there quite a bit, walk my dog over there. But the idea is, there's a lot of wildlife there, and kids stop and ask about different things, you know, different types of birds and all that stuff. Tons of things for them to see, the turkeys, you know, the deer, the rabbits, the woodpeckers and all that stuff. But you can't do that when you take away all the trees and put nothing back. Got to put something back, got to get the parking lots off Smoky and Hinkle and put them inside the park, make the people come into the park, not come to the park, inside, be safe. There's not much more I can say about that. Other than a good job they're doing on that field there. I know you put a lot of time over there.
We're getting close.
I noticed that.
We're at subgrade now, undergrade will start going in on Monday. Weather permitting, we should have that thing buttoned up in 2 weeks.
Well, it should be, next week, it should be pretty good.
Yeah.
Everything's staying solid.
Right now, we're
Yes.
rough go of it for a little bit here, but if it stays dry now, we should be in good
Well,
shape.
you'll see me over there again.
What about the parking,
idea-
Gail? How many more parking spots are we putting there?
66 we're adding, the 66 additional parking spots for this project.
And some of those trees were a lot of ash trees too. We had.
Well, no, I remember I was there when they took them out, there was like 57 of them. That was further in, but these are, the trees they took down, that was part of the Nossowitz's property,
Right.
which we knew that was coming down anyway.
Box elder and,
Yeah.
Because all brush,
Yeah, yeah.
that, you knew that had to come down. Now, but replacing those ash that come on out of there, you know, I mean, and maybe throw a few pines in it, so in the wintertime, when people walk in the wintertime, the park looks alive, not dead. Because you do get a lot of wild animals go through it in the evening. So, you know, and another thing, it's just not all about sports. I could care less about soccer. No, I'm 75 years old, but I care about soccer. You know what I mean? But it'd be nice to see the kids play other sports other than soccer and lacrosse. Now, I go there and I pick up maybe 2 dozen, 3 dozen lacrosse balls. My dog learned to play with one at a time. You see my dog, he learned to play with one at a time. You bring them home, I don't want them. No, they're pretty expensive, same with the soccer balls and footballs.
You can start a nice business and sell them.
No, well, one time I filled the container, gave it back, but I still got like 2 dozen sitting in the driveway. You know, so that's it. But I'd like to see Mr. Wick pay more attention to the park, add that extra trail to go into the shade part, and go along with all these people here. They should make a little senior center, senior capability, because when you walk the park, not everybody can walk the whole thing, so you gotta put some benches so they can sit down and stuff. I've seen some seniors come in, all they do is walk up to the maintenance garage and back, and that's it. If you put some benches around so they could sit down, you know, relax a little bit, and move on for the next 10th of a mile or something like it. There's mileposts, they put one at every milepost, 10th of a mile. So I appreciate the time, and I'll see you at the park.
What was your name?
John Kalkbrenner. And I live right across Street 84, 36 Smoky.
Thank you. Okay. Anybody else? No? Town board comments. Mr. Moore, we'll start with you tonight.
I would just like to thank everyone for coming out tonight and watching on PAC, and I hope everybody enjoyed this beautiful day. There's more to come.
Well, I'm going to use my time to talk about Canton Woods. I represent the town of Lysander as the rep for the town on the Canton Woods board, and I've been on that board since I became a town board member. And I really didn't know much about Canton Woods, even though in my former career I was the director of the county parks system. Canton Woods is recreation. But I have to tell you, and this is for the public, I just want you to know this. What a phenomenal facility. And there's two points I want to make. One, think about your parents, think about your grandparents, think about you when you're going to get old. Canton Woods is that place where folks can go. It's a sense of community there. And it's really in my opinion, a municipality's responsibility to help in the leisure pursuits. I don't care if you're just a kid playing soccer or 75 years old and you want to play pinochle. That's all about leisure and enjoying life. And here's the thing that's really important, and I'm just so impressed that you've got 3 municipalities working together, Lysander, Van Buren, and the Village of Baldwinsville, the village owns the facility. We spend $65,000 a year to make Canton Woods operate. That's 1% of the town of Lysander's budget, 1% for the fantastic opportunities that facility provides to seniors. And I hope the other 2 municipalities recognize how valuable a facility that is, because as long as I'm on the board, I can't believe that all we're spending is 65. That number hasn't changed in at least 10 years, perhaps 15 years. It's been like that for a long time. And that's to people like Charlie, who's volunteering his time, and Ruth, who's the director there, making use of volunteer time and donations and fundraising to keep that facility going. So it's a jewel, folks, and another feather in the cap of the greater Kalamazoo community.
I too want to thank Al for all the work that he's done at the park. I know he's been putting a lot of time and a lot of hours there to make that field possible. So I know that he's supposed to be there a lot. Maybe he's not. You know, he's probably napping in the truck behind the barn. But that's yeah. So that truck or that field is going to be nice. It's going to be used for a lot of different sports. You know, we have pickleball out there too. You're never too old to start that. So it's going to be starting next week. So. Hope to see you out there playing pickleball.
I don't know about that. I don't think they both got one week out there.
Yeah.
They got their own little groupies playing that pickleball. My dog and I took one of their balls, remember, so I walked my dog here all the time. And boy, I think they were going to kill me.
Those are more expensive than lacrosse balls, that's why.
I don't know, I tell you. But we got it anyway. It's at home.
Yep, good. Yeah, so other than that, I have no other comments.
Mr. Rowe?
I'd like to say happy Cinco de Mayo for everybody. Hope everybody had a good time. Looks like they had a little bit of party earlier today. I saw some nachos and everything else. I did not, but that's okay. We had pizza and wings for our Cinco de Mayo at the Highway Committee meeting. I attended the city and the county last night, had a little informational thing down at the Inner Harbor. And there is a website, SyracuseLWRP.com for information about what the county and city are looking for ideas on the Inner Harbor and that area of Syracuse, and the county is also partaking in it. So you can look at the little survey, and they had some flyers there. They're looking for input. I work in the city, so I stopped over there yesterday afternoon. There was 20, 30 people there. So, you know, we've got an opportunity to try to hopefully impact an area of the city that's blighted, and a lot of people try to attend. And the amphitheater in that area, I guess, is near the end of its useful life. So they're looking for input on what they want to change, what people want to see. So here's your opportunity to tell the county and the city what you'd like to see down there. I'd like to thank everybody that went to Brundage Road, cleaned up on Earth Day. Looked great. I know there's some areas we're still trying to work to improve there, but great job by the people that were able to attend, and everybody else who went out on Earth Day and took care of, you know, the side of the roads or cleaned up their areas of their neighborhoods. I appreciate it. Senator Mannion had announced on his Facebook page this week that he matched the $100,000 from the county for Seneca River for water chestnut invasive species. So that should help Van Buren, Lysander, down through the village. You know, he heard about that last year. I talked to him in the summer when the county was discussing it, and he got some state funding for that for us in this area also, which anybody who lives on the river knows what a pain water chestnuts become. Other than that, I just wanted to announce I will not be at the next meeting. I'm actually going on a vacation to hot and balmy Florida. I'll let you know how warm it is. It looks like it's going to be about a low of 97 on there. So I'm not looking toward that, but I just wanted to let people know if I'm not here, why. Thank you.
Okay. Speaking of Brundage Road, I was there, and Cindy Clark and Patty Berry were there, along with employees, management employees and their family from Budweiser. And I had a good conversation with the management there about Brundage Road. Now, the new plant manager is brand new. I think that was like her third day when she came up, but she got to see what it looked like, and they're close to signing a contract with, I think it's Gypsum Express, to have a place where the trucks now, instead of clustering on Brundage Road, they'll be able to go there and stage until they can get into the plant. They're also working on additional scales. They have them there now to move the trucks in faster once they're in there. So once those two things are in place, that should alleviate a majority of what's going on there. But they're at the mercy of St. Louis, is where the decisions are made with contracts. Now, when we're down there, it's clear 80% of that garbage comes from the truckers. There's no doubt about it. But 20%, car tires, mattresses, lazy boy chairs, that's not coming out of the trucks. That's local residents. So we have some local residents here, or that's someone other than truckers. I don't know if they're local residents. I hope they're not local residents. But if anybody sees anybody doing that, please get a plate number, give me a call, and then we'll follow up on that. The senior center. I agree with, senior center is a nice place, and we need to take care of our vulnerable population. Young children, older adults are our most vulnerable in our communities, and we certainly need to support them. And I'm going to talk to Ms. Troy about getting maybe, I don't know, I don't think they do anything over there. Maybe you can answer this, Bob. They don't do anything with veterans over there, right?
No, not directly.
Yeah. So one of the things I want to move forward with, that the county has a program that they have an outreach for veterans. So I was looking into, now the towns have to pay for that, so we'll have to do that going into next year. But I'm looking into maybe how we as a town can address issues with veterans. Older veterans, obviously you're not going to be a kid veteran, but older veterans have a lot of issues, and those individuals are usually people that are not really willing to go out and ask for help. So you have to have some outreach, and there's different ways that you can identify who those individuals are. But I know that Town of Skaneateles does that, the city, Onondaga County does that. I'd like to see us do that in the town of Lysander. So I'm going to be working on that. And the senior center seems like, as I'm listening to what goes on there now, that may be a good venue to deal with those type of issues, because they already have county personnel coming in. Maybe we could work something with the county, maybe even partner with them to identify Lysander residents that are veterans and try to get them help that they may need. Lastly, as I was reading the Messenger today, Tri-Quatra Books is coming into our community at 12 Oswego Street. I think that's a great idea. I went, now my wife won't hear this, but I went and picked up a couple of books for her and my daughter today for Mother's Day, and I would have liked to have had a bookstore in Baldwinsville where I could have gone to do that, and it looks like we're going to have one there, number 12 Oswego Street, so I look forward to seeing that establishment open up. Okay, we'll move on to department heads. Mr. Rivazzico? Okay. Mr. Sweetan?
Yeah, I just want to let the town and the board know that the current pavement management plan is about halfway through. We have 8 or so more streets to do inside of Radisson. With that, I appreciate everybody who slows down, watches and pays attention to the flag people. And the second point being that the state awarded us just a little over $400,000 to add to our pavement management plan, and we're going to call that part 2, and it should be out next couple of weeks when we get to see where the numbers fall for what we're currently working on. And that's it.
Okay. Mr. Yeager?
Nothing, Steve.
Okay. Ms. Falcone?
So I have 2 things. The first thing is the tax receiver brought this to my attention, that residents in Van Buren and Lysander received a letter from the New York State Department of Taxation and Finance. It's a letter stating that they are late with their taxes and that they are going to lose their star exemption. So if you have received a letter from the Department of Taxation and Finance, and if you are current with your tax payments and you received a letter from the New York State Tax Department regarding delinquent taxes and star exemption, it is an error. The Onondaga County Real Property Director is currently working with the New York State Department of Taxation to determine how many of these were mailed to the residents. If you weren't before, you're probably now aware that New York State is reinstituting the removal of star exemptions for property owners who owe delinquent taxes. So the letters have been hitting the mailboxes But unfortunately, a significant number of property owners are receiving it in error. So what they can do is they can call the New York State Department of Taxation and Finance if they wish to about the letter, if they are current on their taxes. If they are not current on their taxes, then they need to make their payments through Onondaga County real property tax.
But if they're current, there
They can
isn't a problem
they
for
can
them. It was
disregard
an
the
error,
letter.
so
They're
it
not
should
gonna
be,
lose their
as
stars
long as they got
option.
their receipt, yeah, okay.
It went out in error, New York
Right.
State. And then the next thing is Town of Lysander is now going to be an early voting site. So we have the June primary, which is June 28th, the actual primary day, 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. The early voting for those dates are going to be June 18th through the 26th, Monday, Thursday, Friday, 10 to 6 p.m., Tuesday, Wednesday, 12 p.m. to 8 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Then there's going to be an August primary, and then there's going to be the November general election. So all of those we have early voting dates. If anybody has any questions, they can call my office, and this is also on our website, and I'm going to be putting it on the town clerk's Facebook page as well.
Okay.
And there's some out here too that I'll leave on the table.
Okay, thanks.
That's all.
All right, we'll move on to the regular agenda items. May I have a motion to authorize the town clerk to attend the New York State Association of Local Government Records Officers School Conference in Albany, New York, June 12 through 15, 2022, at a cost of $718.60, which includes hotel meals, and the conference.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried.
And it has been budgeted for, just so you know.
All right. May I have a motion to hold a public hearing for the Community Development Block Grant 5-year plan on Thursday, May 19, 2022, at 7 p.m. in Lysander Town Hall. This resolution shall authorize the town clerk to advertise for same.
I'll move it.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. May I have a motion to approve the settlement agreement with McLean Company, Inc. regarding tax certiorari matter. Settlement agreement to follow.
I'll move that. I'll second it.
Mr. Rivazigno, why don't you just give a brief outline of what that is?
The McLean Company sued the town. I say sued the town. They brought an action to see if they could recover taxes, and it went for a period of 5 years and was never taken to court all the way. And in the meantime, we've negotiated with them along with the school district to see if we could resolve it, and we did resolve it. And what's happening is the actions they brought for the last 4 or 5 years have been dismissed, but they're getting a tax reduction going forward. All of it, however, does not require the town to make any payments for back taxes or the school district. So we're just going forward with approximately $1 million reduction from what was 12.5, it's going to be going down to 11.5. And that'll be the assessment for the next 3 years.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. May I have a motion to appoint George Fields as park attendant in the Parks and Recreation Department with an hourly rate of $13.20 per hour effective May 14th, 2022.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. We've already had our executive session during the work session, so there's no further need for that. May I have a motion to adjourn at 7:32?
I'll move it.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.